the Upshot, Multi-World Disc Golf's podcast about the latest in the disc golf world. I'm the editor, Charlie Eisenhood. Joining me is Josh Mansfield on this Tuesday, November 11th. The season is officially done, Josh. Match Play Championships are over. There will be no disc golf of note for, 3.5 months?
Something like that. Yeah, we got a while.
Crazy. So we settle into the doldrums of the off season, but it was a fun Match Play Championships. Before we dig into it, I got a new disc for the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to be making some changes here and there, and you can always, folks, you want to reach out. You got a disc that you think I should go on my wall? Let me know. This one comes from Jesse Weiss, who's the head of First Available Research, runs the disc golf survey. We've had him on the show many times.
Yep.
He's actually moving from the United States to New Zealand permanently. He's not just going on the tour down under. He's out.
Good for him. Warmer weather, I guess.
Yeah, his wife is a New Zealand citizen, so they're getting out and heading down to a whole different world. It's pretty cool. But anyway, he's getting rid of all his stuff.
Oh,
so
okay.
I played some disc golf with him over the weekend, and he has given me this.
Oh my gosh.
This is a Dynamic Discs Dymax signed by Mr. Nico LaCastro.
Oh.
And it's going on the wall.
Nice.
Right there.
Love it. You got that one, and then you should be getting those flight. Oh,
my disc golf one.
Oh, whoa!
My child comes over here.
I went and re-listened to that like 2 weeks ago, just because it makes my heart happy to hear. You gotta get that Flight Ring Luna to go up there now.
Oh yeah. Where I haven't heard from Bob about that yet.
Bob, where's those Luna battle packs? We need the Flight Ring Lunas over here.
All right, so let's dive in here. We've got a cool show today. We're going to talk about some Hall of Fame. We got a great email about it, and we're going to discuss who's in, who might be in, who is not quite in, all that good stuff from a current generation of pros. So before we get to that, though, Match Play Championships. Ezra Robinson bookends his season with another win after opening up the year in Florida with the win. And Holland Handley continues her really strong close to the season with another win. Josh, Hornet's Nest, top tier. I feel like this was just the perfect little amuse-bouche for the tour stop next year at Hornet's Nest.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And it's interesting because we were talking, and I've been thinking more about the Match Play Championships, and we were talking about how it was just fun disc golf. And I'm curious to know, honestly, to what extent is it thanks to the match play, and to what extent is it good courses make good disc golf? And being at the best courses in the world just makes fun to watch disc golf.
I have two thoughts on that. Number one, yes. Course definitely matters.
Great.
Okay. The other thing, this should not be forgotten, okay? Everybody just got 2 weeks off.
Mm.
They rested, they went back, they did whatever, they were chilling. Then they came back, and we saw a level of play that was quite a bit higher than what we saw at the end of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There were some players who played well at USDGC and to a lesser extent the Pro Tour Championship, but we saw a lot of pretty brutal play,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
Mistakes, people kind of surviving, and it was not exactly a crisp close to the year, and I think that's because people were exhausted.
That's probably true.
And so then we see people get rest. And so what's the point? The point is we need more rest built into the season.
Yeah.
And people who are crowing about we need to have pro disc golf every weekend are simply wrong. I want the product to be really good. And if people getting time off makes the product better, I would rather have half the number of tournaments. I feel the same way about the NBA season. I feel the same way about this just in general in sports. I feel the same way, but like Thursday night football games into, Sunday game into Thursday game. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Like it makes the product worse. And I feel like part of the reason we saw such strong play was that people had a chance to like rest and recover.
Well, and it's interesting that you talk about that, because at the end of the season, it's so funny. We get back from Europe and then it's like, oh, the best of the best that our sport has to offer in terms of prestige of events, quality of courses, time of year, and weather. I mean, seriously, the August stretch of disc golf is the best stretch of disc golf, and into September is the best, and October. Sorry, that last 3 months, I was like August, like I left some stuff off, and then I was like September, like USDGC's in October. Those 3 months are the best. Should be the highlight of our year, and we cram them together. I think there was one point we had like 5 tournaments in 6 weeks, and that just, if you need to let those tournaments, and I get the travel constraints at the beginning of the year, right? You're just making them drive all over the place. And so they put time in between at the front end, but I would rather have less tournaments and make more space or breathing room at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was a particularly grueling year because of the European stretch and European Worlds. Mm-hmm. Like double majors, and that's just like the impact on the body of traveling continent to continent, like it adds up. Mm-hmm. And like there were some very obvious signs of fatigue this season for particular players. So anyway, to talk about the actual match play, this was awesome. Yeah. Like nobody cared. I'm sorry to say, like this was the quietest I've seen the disc golf internet. The Ulti World Disc Golf Discord was pretty quiet. Reddit was completely dead. People were not really watching this event. There were not very many people there in person. But if you did watch, you were in for a treat, because I thought that the format was cool. It like worked just fine to do the like multi person brackets, maybe with the exception of Sunday, where like the bottom of the 7-8 match didn't
care about that. Played. Yeah. Probably could have just played podium matches on Sunday.
Right. But like overall, I thought the level of play was really high, and Missy Silva round 1 was electric. They go to a 19th hole. Gannon played incredible all weekend. I thought, shout out to Ezra Robinson for beating Gannon in the stretch Gannon on Sunday. Gannon threw some of the craziest shots of the entire weekend. Just unbelievable tee shots. Like at one point he threw one so good that he pulled up DGN to watch the replay of how good it was.
I love that Gannon does that. I know that he does, but that's
it's like, dude, you can wait 2 seconds to walk down the fairway, but like to some extent you want to see it fly through the air. I get that how he feels about, like, I want to see it,
It's so funny. I love it so much.
Oh my gosh.
Gannon brings caddies around just to make sure they have DGN ready for him to go so he can watch his own highlights.
Gannon, they're starting the highlight package.
Yeah. That's why Gannon gets time violations. He's busy. Give him a minute.
But I mean, Holland looked incredible this weekend.
Holland looked great too.
You got to be excited about her 2026 season.
Yeah,
considering the way this season started and ended.
Yeah, you definitely have to. It is clear that she is the most talented thrower of the disc of FPO. Like if that forehand backhand combo.
Really? I still think Evelina's still the better thrower, period. But as an all-around player, yes, 100%.
I guess all around, yeah. Like you're right that Evelina's better off the tee. Holland's forehand is generally better. It's also her weak spot. When she's
throwing it well, it's unbelievable.
When she's not nervous,
I mean, listen. I think Holland's ceiling is clearly the highest in FPO. When Kristen is not in the field.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the better way to put it. But she's ultra talented, and I hope she builds on what she did this year. And I hope this end of the season gives her a little bit of a confidence boost and kind of like shakes off the slow part.
Shout out to Chris Dickerson, who got the call on Tuesday to play the tournament. because Isaac Robinson, by the way, congratulations to Isaac Robinson and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
They had their first child, Jed. So he had to drop out of the tournament. Chris Dickerson gets the call up. He's like, I'm there. And some great reporting from Brian Earhart on the ground that Chris was just super excited to be able to like extend the season a little bit because he felt like he finally started to get into a rhythm at the end of the year on the East Coast where he's a lot more comfortable. And I think you see why we talked about him a bunch in the preview as potentially being a spoiler here, because he was not far off from winning this whole thing.
Would have been crazy. It would have been so cool.
And I mean, he's awesome at this tournament. He will be a potential podium pick for the Hornets Nest tournament. What's it going to be called? I forget.
I don't remember.
Charlotte Classic? No.
Maybe.
No. Queen City Classic.
Oh, it is Queen City Classic. Okay.
Queen City Classic. Big Easy Open, Queen City Classic.
Those are top tier names. Does it have all sorts of presented, sponsored by? Don't ruin that.
Not on the 2026 DGPT schedule.
Those are quality names.
What a great start to the season.
I know. I can't wait.
We get Supreme Flight Open, Big Easy Open, Queen City Classic into New London Champions Cup. That's the best first four that we've had ever.
Do you remember when we used to start Memorial LVC?
So brutal, dude. So brutal.
Oh man. Yeah, this is a good start. Anyway,
what other thoughts do you have on the match play?
So the purse was $80,000.
Yes.
We had reports that they spent $12,000 on the venue, which is a park that they had to reserve, plus staff, cameras, etc. This is not worth a six-figure investment. There is no way that it paid for itself in subscribers or in ticket sales. It is a great and a cool event. You got to figure out a way to run this at a better like you cannot sink that much money into this.
Yeah, it feels like a classic Pro Tour, like kind of over promise, under deliver sideshow.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even really mean under deliver from the golf perspective.
Well, golf's
I mean
great.
more from just like the event and like doing the mid-season, like pre-tournament match play days.
That
I
kept
just don't know that it really worked.
No,
Like,
I don't think so either.
confusing, and fans didn't really care, and players were kind of like, "This is taking up my practice time."
Mm-hmm.
Somebody suggested in the Discord that they do a 4-day match play event on its own standalone weekend. They do a day of match play, and then they do quarters, semis, finals, kind of like they did here.
Yep.
And that's probably the right idea, and it should probably happen in the middle of the season as kind of like a break. Maybe you do it in lieu of All-Star. Maybe you treat it as like an All-Star thing where like players get in because they're All-Stars, and then you do the match play. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what you do, because when they had it in the middle of the season, to be fair, it was kind of out of the way in the, like the mountains of Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
But pros were kind of resistant, and I think they've had to juice the purse for this event to get people to show up. And at that point, it's like, is it worth it?
Right.
If the Pro Tour is just printing money, then fine, you just do it. But they're not.
They're not. Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what you do. I really do like the concept, but there's no way that it makes sense to kind of like shoehorn this really expensive tournament at the end of the season. It's not really, I don't think, generating a lot in the way of people saying, yeah, I'm going to stay another month, or I'm going to sign up to watch. Like,
those people
mostly we got people saying, I canceled and didn't watch. It's like,
the people who stayed were going to stay all year anyway. They were annual subscribers who had it and were like, yeah, I guess I'll watch that.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, it needs some changes as an event.
I think, like from a structure perspective, this was good. It was a good course. It was a good way of doing the structure for this part of it, right? The pool play, I'm not so sure, but I just don't know if they need it.
Right.
It feels like they're trying, which I respect that, but it's not really working. Like, people just don't care about non-competitive Elite Series stuff. Anyway, we did a bunch more on this in our subscriber bonus segment. We did reacts on Sunday night. So you can check that out if you are a Ultiworld Disc Golf subscriber at discgolf.ultiworld.com/subscribe. In fact, after we record this, we're going to do a special mailbag bonus live in the Discord. And that will also be put into the subscriber-only feed that you will get access to if you sign up. Join the Discord. It's a great place to be. It's a great place to talk about all the news that's going to roll out this offseason. So check that out if you are interested.
We're also working on a trivia night that will be live in the Discord as well.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
It's going to be
Can you say a little more about how that's going to work? Because I feel like you have a great idea about this.
So I've been thinking about this for like 2 years. And my dream would be to do it in like a brewery style trivia night where you have like groups, but I don't think that's going to work as cleanly. So I'm considering, now if people have suggestions about format, send them to me because I am completely open to them. But the way I'm imagining it right now, as a student again, I have professors who will occasionally use, it's called Kahoot, which is like an online quiz platform that people just sign in with your phone, and then you get points based on how fast you answer multiple choice questions. And I think that's probably going to be the best way to do it. And then we do like 5 quiz rounds, and we have different subject, like 2025 season stats, and then like personal facts about players and disc golf history. And we do 5 rounds, and we can have 5 winners with an overall winner at the end. So that's how I'm imagining this is going to work. But if people have suggestions, I am absolutely open to other possibilities. I just don't know how on Discord I could get a brewery style trivia night rolling with like teams.
I'm fired up for this.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
We will let you know more when that's going to be happening. It's probably going to be sometime in December or January. All right, Josh, you sent me an article earlier this week, or over the weekend, I guess, about golf and fandom. Tell me a little bit more. We'll put the link in the description about why you sent this to me. I've read it.
Okay. I thought it was, I mean, golf. I see occasionally articles that mirror disc golf's "grow the game" slogan, and as an individual sport, I think both are looking at trying to grow the game in ways that have a lot of and like a lot of comparabilities. And this article is titled "New Analysis Suggests Golf is Growing the Game All Wrong." And I read that and I was like, oh, dang, well, that's, I also am involved in a sport that tries to grow the game. I'm curious what they have to say. And it was really interesting so they talk about a study that was published in the New York Times. And they found, the term that they use is rabid fandom. But they found that, according to the analysis, Stevens Davidowitz's is the guy who did the analysis, championships witnessed by boys between ages 8 and 12 were associated with the greatest increase in the development of rabid fandom. In some cases, 2 or 3 times more likely to result in rabid fandom than championships experienced at other ages in childhood development. So the point that he makes is that they're investing a lot of money in like trying to get the 18 to 35 year old demographic growing. Mm-hmm. And he says that this article or this analysis suggests that by the time you are trying to capture the 18-year-olds, you're not getting the diehard fans that will stay through life, that you're getting people who play and are engaged when it's convenient, but that you lose when it isn't, which, I mean, hello, COVID analysis, right? But that if you can target them between 8 and 12, that's the time that you keep them for life.
It's really interesting because disc golf's only really had an opportunity to even capture the mind of a 8 to 12-year-old as a fan, right? Not as talking about playing disc golf, but as a I am a fan of professional side of disc golf in the last like 5 years.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because there's no way that, maybe there's some subset of kids who are like watching Jomez with their dad 10 years ago.
Sure.
But that's a small sliver of like who is getting caught by the algorithm, because it's not like the 10-year-olds are just getting let loose on YouTube. At least I hope not.
I mean, these days, maybe. But anyway.
I don't even know. But now you can, let's watch the live disc golf. Wow, crazy. And you get an opportunity to watch a Gannon Burr or an Anthony Brella or a Missy Gannon win and like get excited about that. I mean, that little kid telling Calvin, "You're my favorite disc golfer," right? Like, that's awesome. And that's not something we've really had a ton of before the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
The question is like, will this be something? Is this something that disc golf can even really aspire to right now? Like, I don't think it's mature enough as a professional sport to be thinking about, well, we need to make sure we're getting our product in front of the 8 to 12-year-old demo so that we get like lifelong fans. I mean, sure, that's nice if it happens, but how would you even possibly get something like that to exist?
I have a couple
what
ideas,
you hope for
actually.
is like a dominant player like Gannon to like become a superstar. And
right,
you think about the people who are playing, who are fans that are older now, right? They became fans maybe during the Macbeth era,
right,
and it was like Tiger Woods level of wow, this guy is incredible, and now those people still watch because of Paul.
I think you run into a problem when you say, "Oh, well, we're not mature enough to focus on it." When I think that this kind of fandom is what will push disc golf forward. So it kind of feels like a chicken and an egg question. Like, oh, do we need to be at a certain point before we start doing this, or is this the thing that gets us, to like where do we start eventually? I actually think there are some things that disc golf could do that could target kids. We've talked extensively about giving away free passes to elementary, like to kids for Elite Series first rounds.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Extensively about this.
I'm hugely into that idea.
I still think they should keep like as many free tickets as you can get for elementary school kids to 3-round tournaments. Like, just give them out. They need to keep doing more clinics in elementary school, which, I mean, playing is, I think the exposure to playing can get them to the fandom, but like that's something that's important. They need to get PDGA, or like PDGA needs to continue to work in schools. The other thing though that I was thinking about, you talk about, I don't think 8 to 12-year-olds are rampant on YouTube. I actually disagree. I think they're probably all over YouTube. And
you might be right.
And what they should do, and here's the thing, they have the content. They should take things like, how Nickelodeon, have you seen Nickelodeon's like green slime on the end zone and like their graphics that they do for NFL now?
Oh yeah.
Take the putting game, put some kids graphics up on it, and see if you can't get the algorithm to pick up on it.
Come on.
I'm serious.
I like that you're being creative, but like it's already kid-like. I don't think you need to do more. And that's not capturing, like, putting game is not going to like lock in a 10-year-old boy to wanting to be a professional disc golf fan for the rest of his life.
No,
Sorry.
but I think you need to get disc golf on their algorithm in YouTube in front of them. If you can get them in the disc golf algorithm, I bet you they start watching. The algorithm it's crazy what the algorithm gets kids to watch.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't let your 8-year-old have a YouTube.
I completely agree with that. But I think that we need to be more conscientious about how do we get more kids in front of it, especially based on this analysis, which is something that we've talked about before.
I do agree. I mean, just generally, disc golf has struggled a lot to get kids involved in the sport. And that's, I don't even like the pro side, whatever. We're talking about playing. Yeah. Now, yes, are there some organizations who are working to improve this to an extent?
Yes.
But where do these kids go play? Outside of Junior Worlds, which is for the top 5%, right? Or these other like high-end junior events, there's not really an obvious place. Like if I'm a 10-year-old and I want to play some disc golf in my area, where do I go and play? Am I going to go play with the dudes ripping, like 12 pack of beers out on the course and smoking a J? Like, it's not a kid-friendly environment to go to league in a lot of places.
No, it's not.
So you have to, and we hear people saying from the PDGA, we need to have more junior leagues. Okay, but how are we going to do that? Right? I think part of the problem is that right now, there's no infrastructure at the local level for things like paid administrators of disc golf to do things like organize youth leagues. If you look at other sports, there's whole apparatus, like a business apparatus for this kind of stuff. Little League, soccer, even ultimate frisbee is a little further along than disc golf on this front. Disc golf is like sort of driven by volunteers. And yes, there are TDs who are making money sort of running one-off tournaments, but it's just the culture is so far away from being like for kids that like it represents a massive structural problem for disc golf. So I don't quite know what the solution is, but doing PE classes is great. And I think that like what Edge and Uplay are doing is really cool, but it's not sustainable. Like the kids do it at their PE class and they go, wow, fun, but then there's nowhere to go. I mean, even college disc golf is like, it's getting better, but it's still way underdeveloped relative to other college, even club sports. So I feel like this is a major potential future for disc golf that needs to be explored more seriously and probably cannot be run at the national level by the PDGA. It requires local infrastructure.
Great points. I mean, and none of this isn't stuff that we haven't talked about before, but it's just I worry that the attitude is, well, we will figure that out when we get to a place where it's appropriate, and it's like that. You have to get kids involved to get to that place,
right? And to grow the sport, right? Not just like grow the Disc Golf Pro Tour and Disc Golf Network. Like this is the next wave of growth, and it's also how to diversify the sport away from the typical demo. So I don't know. It's a big opportunity, and there needs to be a lot more thought put into how we're actually going to develop these opportunities for kids to play. And it might mean new courses, and it might mean a lot of stuff, but right now we're in the dark ages still for kids.
We are.
Kids disc golf. All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're talking Hall of Fame. Who's a lock? Who's probably in? Who's not quite in yet, but will be, and who's maybe not going to get in? It's all coming next on The Upshot. The Upshot is presented by Pound Disc Golf, makers of the best bags in the sport. Probably saw they also were the presenting sponsor for the Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championships. Love to see Pound getting some exposure on the pro scene. And guess what? It's a great time to buy because they've got a ton in stock right now. But whether you're looking for an Octothorpe, an Octahall, a Vagabond, a Rufus like I carry, it's all in stock right now at pounddiscgolf.com. It's a great time to buy the bag of your dreams or get somebody a wonderful gift for the holiday season. pounddiscgolf.com. Welcome back to The Upshot. Well, we got an email from Ben a week or two ago, and we've been saving it to discuss in actually like a full segment, and it has to do with the Hall of Fame. So Josh, why don't you read this email from Ben, and then let's discuss.
All right. Ben says, one suggestion for an episode topic could be about the Hall of Fame. I know you joke a lot about the shed, but I don't know much about the Hall of Fame. Who's in the Hall of Fame? What are the criteria? How many people are added? When do votes happen? What is the process? I'd also be interested in your picks for current and recently retired players who you think are locks to get in. Will Joe Mize guys get in if you consider their commentary career? Will Conrad get back in the back of the holy shot? The dog has done it. Worlds and Masters Worlds in one season is enough. What about borderline players? So I think this is a great idea from Ben, and I'm really excited about it because I think that the Hall of Fame is a little, I don't know. It's not as well publicized in the same way that I think other sports are. And yet, it's gotten significantly better.
Absolutely.
It's gotten so much better.
In the last 6 to 7 years, there's been so much progress on this. And like they had a really cool ceremony at USDGC this year. It's getting better.
Yes. And so thought it was a great idea. We can talk about it. I think there's a lot of our listeners who probably aren't as familiar with it. And I love the discussion about who's getting into the Hall of Fame. I think that's great fun. So I went and pulled an article that was for the criteria for the 2025 Hall of Fame. And it has a little bit about the process. They say each year's class of inductees are nominated and then elected by members of the World Disc Golf Hall of Fame, which is an independent organization from the PDGA. So this is a third-party organization that runs it. The first class of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame was back in 1993. And it's going to include some names that you are probably familiar with. It includes guys like Dan Stork-Roddick. It's got Jim Palmery, Tom Monroe, Dave Dunapace, Vanessa Chambers, Ted Smethers, and Steady Ed Hendrick, of course. But they have updated the criteria a little bit. So the criteria, I don't know when these were fully formalized, but the ones that have been a little bit longer standing, 15 years of active disc golf participation. Candidates may be competitors, professional and or amateur, who have produced a substantial body of high-level competitive success, and or contributors, those who have impacted the game significantly in areas outside of the competitive arena, such as administration, course design, innovation, instruction, promotion, etc., or both. They exhibit integrity, character, and sportsmanship with dignity and wisdom to foster the greatness of the game, and a favorable standing and an honorable reputation within the disc golf community that warrant consideration to the highest honor in disc golf. Back in, I think it was 2021's class, so 2022, they added one new criteria, which is that candidates must be at least 45 years old as of the year of the election. For those of you who don't know the story, Charlie, why did they add this requirement that was previously not in the Hall of Fame requirements?
Well, there's a whole article up on Ultra World Disc Golf about it, but basically somebody nominated Paul Macbeth. This is like 3 years ago now, and it became very clear that it wasn't time for Paul Macbeth to be in the Hall yet. And
he
so
just
there
won
was
a major.
kind of
like active player. Yeah.
Like fully still playing at the highest. I mean, just like now.
Yes.
And so they did the thing that they needed to do and probably should have happened before, which is that they said, we're not going to let people in until they're older or they're retired, which of course is the right thing to do. It's how it works in every other sport. And I support the decision. Now, Macbeth, of course, was a little salty about it and made some cryptic Instagram post about not being a first ballot Hall of Famer, even though, like, you know, okay, technically, I guess that will be true, but obviously Macbeth is the lockiest of locks. And they were in the process of a multi-year revamp of how they handled Hall of Fame. And it's kind of still getting worked on, but that was a necessary step.
It's still so funny to me, though. Like that I think Paul just said like first ballot at PDGA or something ? And like, I just think it's so funny that like second ballot Hall of Fame Paul Macbeth is the way we get to refer to that now. In your article, Charlie, you mentioned that the Golf Hall of Fame has a 45 years old or 3 years after retirement of active playing. I like that a little bit better personally. I like the 3 years after, but I guess it's the 45 years old is fine.
Yeah, his post was second ballot at PDGA.
Second ballot, that's right. One of the winners, and I don't know, I'm sure we talked about this, but in case we didn't, I just felt like it was very timely that UC Maresma was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. Which, you know, given the Finnish Worlds, like, is a just like cherry on top of everything for UC. So
totally
thought that was a good mention for this year as well.
Well, let's dig into it.
Okay.
Some players don't need much of an introduction or a discussion. I mean, like, obviously Macbeth will be inducted as soon as he is as eligible, and he will be unanimously voted in. So that's obvious enough. Other players that I think Ricky Wysocki also needs no real discussion, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we can start an MPO. Who else is a lock right now among active players?
Well, I think that Calvin Heimberg would be, but this is his 15th year of active participation in disc golf. So he's good. I think that officially makes Calvin Heimberg a lock.
He's probably a lock, right? I mean,
I think now that he has the major, I think so.
If he didn't have the major, I think you could at least construct the argument. But when he won the major, we were basically saying that locks him in. I mean, he has 13 Elite Series and major wins in his career. That's 7th on the all-time list. Like, what more could you possibly need at this point?
Mm-hmm. I think he's got it all. I mean, another major would be nice, obviously, but I think one was what he needed. He's got enough wins. He's consistent enough.
And he's had 4 or 5 seasons now where he's very obviously been a top 5 player in the world.
Yes. Yeah. So I think Heimberg's a lock, and he's good. The last player that I think is a lock is Simon Lizotte. I know he doesn't have a major, but I read the segment about their contribution to the game via promotion. Simon is the number 1 promoter of disc golf, and the combination of both like him playing incredibly well, being a European player, and his social media and YouTube presence, I think Simon has to be a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because it's not just the YouTube, right? It's like he's also a top 10 winningest player ever.
Right. I included he's a great player on there.
Yeah. I'm agreeing.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, you look at the other guys up in that part of the list that have already retired, and they're all in the Hall. Nate Doss.
Yeah.
Now, Nate Doss's career accomplishments are better than Simon's.
They are. 2 world championships.
Dave Feldberg, Barry Schultz, obviously Climo. Like, those guys are all in, as they should be. And so then, I was coming into this thinking that, like, I'm not sure about Eagle McMahon, but no, he's got to be in. Like, he's definitely in. He has 13 Elite Series and major wins. That's the same as Calvin.
Okay.
I know he's not playing as well right now.
Sure.
But, like, hasn't he done enough already, even if he's kind of just never really plays that great again? I think he's probably done enough.
Probably. And he's got multiple majors. So, like, he feels kind of like an intersection between Heimberg and Simon. Right? Like, he's not as consistent as Heimberg, but he does have a little bit. He's got 2 majors. I won't mention one of them, but he's got a pair of majors on his name. And so that's what's going to get recorded. Like, that's what they're going to announce when they announce him. But he's also got like the influencer side of Simon. Obviously not, I don't think as big as Simon, but that combination of like, he's been a really important figure for the sport. I think Eagle probably could be a lock as well then.
I actually think he may have, fumbled his candidacy with the Wind Dragon video.
Oh my gosh. They were like, never mind.
So, I mean, to me, that gets us through the for
locks.
sure's.
Okay. All right.
Let me give you some question marks.
Okay.
One off the top is Nico Locastro. 8 wins. That's more than Will Schusterick. That's more than pretty much all the other guys on tour besides the one that we've already named.
Well, Charlie,
one major.
There's a couple criteria on here that I think become problematic for him. Exhibit integrity, character, and sportsmanship with dignity and wisdom to foster the greatness of the game. A favorable standing and an honorable reputation within the disc golf community. If Nico had like quit while he was ahead,
I don't think Nico's a cheater.
I don't think Nico's a cheater.
He's just whiny.
Well, not only, I mean, it's a tough look when you are going to induct into the Hall of Fame somebody who you had to give a year's suspension to for like getting in an altercation with a PDGA official. Now, I'm sure other
time
sports
heals
do.
all wounds.
What?
Time heals all wounds.
Time does heal all wounds. You are not wrong about that. I
just put his disc on my wall.
Did you hang a stopwatch with it too?
I should get one.
Man, it's his is gonna. I really think his is gonna be depends on what the board's attitude.
Depends on the voters, right? It really depends on the voters.
Yes. I think you're gonna have some voters who put him up, and then some who will just vote because of the numbers. I think you're gonna have some he's probably rubbed the wrong way who are gonna vote no. So I'm not exactly sure, how many votes and whether it has to be unanimous or what have you. I think there's some real question marks about Nico's image in the sport that might hurt his opportunity.
Definitely. I mean, that's why I think if he was like an upstanding disc golf citizen that everybody loved, he's probably a lock. But I do think it's a question mark. Yeah. I mean, from a wins perspective, he's got a U.S. title. He was a fantastic player for 3, 4, 5 years in a row there. Clearly a top 5 guy. And he has the longevity of still winning Elite Series post-COVID.
Right.
Against all these amazing young up-and-coming players and a whole new era of the sport. Not a lot of guys can say that. There's not a lot of guys who were winning in 2010 that are then also winning in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that, it's like Macbeth and Wysocki. So
I don't move him into the lock side. I leave him in the questions. I really don't think it's obvious.
Who are some other people on your mind as question marks?
Well, one that we've talked about kind of in passing throughout the season, and I think last season too, is like if Gannon Burr quit playing disc golf today, would he be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, no, because of the 15-year rule.
No, because he's at 10 years. I looked it up. He's been a PDGA member for 10 years.
Wow. I mean, I do think it's as simple as continuing to play for another 5 to 10 years. I mean,
even if he doesn't play at the same level.
Right. Obviously, he has been strong enough to get in.
Yes. Yep. I think so too.
You can't call him a lock because who knows? Like if he doesn't get to 15 years, then he's not in. But that is the only thing standing between him and a clear Hall of Fame candidacy.
Completely agree. Okay. What do you
James
think about
Conrad's? I'm calling him lock.
I think James Conrad's a lock too. You cannot say that the guy who threw the holy shot is not a lock. Plus, he's got the USDGC to boot. Like, I think James has it.
Yeah. Like, it's 2 majors for him, right?
Yeah. You want to talk about influence on the game? I mean, he is
massive.
Yeah. So, okay, James Conrad's in.
How about the Jomez boys?
German,
all 3
Sexton.
of them, really.
Oh yeah, Yuli.
And okay, let me put it this way.
Okay.
Would Germ or Sexton get in absent the media? Yuli would not.
Yuli would not.
I mean,
no, Yuli would not.
Yuli has some notable stats of his own. How many events has he won? It's a crazy amount.
Of A tiers?
Yeah, he's been grinding. He's got 121 career wins. Nate Sexton, as a point of comparison, has 93 career wins. So, I mean, look, Yuli probably hasn't done enough at the pro level to warrant a Hall of Fame membership, but he may get in because of Jomez. My question is, do Germ or Nate, who both have major wins, do they get in from their play plus the media, kind of like Simon, or is it going to be a media only type of situation?
Oh, okay. I actually think that German Sexton are easier to do because they have the majors. Like, I really don't think you have to squint that hard to like see the impact of German Sexton paired with top tier play that you say, yeah, okay, they're in. Like, this is especially in like a pre DGN world. Jomez was everything. I mean, Jomez built the media of this sport.
I mean, I think they're in from the media side.
I think they're in from the media, and to give them both majors to boot, I really think Sexton and Coling are both in the Hall of Fame.
You probably have to put all three of those guys in the end.
Probably. I mean,
but Yuli less so because he was not involved in the early Jomez.
No,
years.
He's been involved post DGN, like rise, and so I think Yuli's the biggest. I mean, Yuli's a question mark. I think he'll probably. I think Yuli is generally like pretty well liked in the disc golf community. I'm sure there will be a board member who nominates him, and I don't think that there's going to be strong opposition from anybody. So I think he will get in, but I don't think he's a lock in the same way that I would give it to Sexton and Coling.
Who else do you want to talk about?
What do you think about Chris Dickerson? He's got a major.
Gosh. How many wins does he have?
He has, let's see, Elite Series and
5.
majors. Was
It's
it 5?
I'd say no.
I think so, no.
I don't think he's quite there. He's close, but I don't think he's quite there.
I don't either.
How about, let me just give you the names of players who are still on the younger side of their careers.
Okay.
And you just say whether you think they're eventually going to get in or not.
Okay, deal.
Anthony Barella.
Yes.
Yes. Isaac Robinson.
Might already be in. Like,
how many players have more major wins than him?
Not many. Someone pointed out that Isaac Robinson has, like, his past 4 wins consecutively have been majors. And I
So crazy.
just never even considered that.
Here are the players with more major wins than Isaac Robinson.
Okay.
Barry Schultz, Ricky Wysocki, Dave Feldberg, Paul Macbeth, Ken Climo.
Lock. That guy's in.
I think you're right.
And he's only 1 year removed from having 15 years of active play.
I think he might just straight up be a lock because of how dominant he's been at majors specifically.
As long as he doesn't retire tomorrow, he's in.
I think I'm with you.
Okay.
Nicholas Antela.
Oh man, that's tough. I think he will get in, but he's got to keep it up. He's got to keep playing well.
I say yes because he's European.
Okay. Think he gets a little bit of a boost.
He might be the face of a generation of European players.
That's true.
I do agree that he's not there yet, for sure.
No, and he's not. It's not like I don't even think he's like knocking on the door either. I think he's got some work to do.
Adam Hammis.
Got some
5
wins.
Elite Series wins.
He's probably going to keep up winning enough. I think he's one. I mean, he's one who I don't think is a big promoter. I think Adam Hammis has to get a major. So I'm a very shaky maybe because I'm just not convinced he'll get a major.
I'm going to say no. I don't think he's going to get there. Kyle Klein.
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say no.
I think we might have seen the best of Kyle Klein.
Ezra Robinson.
I'm also going to say no.
There's a lot that has to go his way.
A lot.
I'm going to say no.
It's a good sign to start this season, but
for sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. So
all right, FPO.
Okay, the obvious.
Well, we have Paige Pierce.
Yep.
Duh. Katrina Allen. Duh.
Yep.
Nothing to even discuss.
Nothing to discuss.
Kristen Lott. Absolutely. Why are you making that face?
Does she have 15 years of play? So she is only at 11 years of active disc golf participation.
But hang on. Active participation could continue even if she doesn't play.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Now, I don't know what her future is. If she steps away completely, she will not get in because of the time requirement. As long as she hits 15 years, she's 100% lock, just like Gannonburg.
Yes. And honestly, is probably going to be something that motivates her to stay involved.
Right.
Not that literally, there's any indication that she's planning to like straight up.
I don't think so either.
Connect.
I think if she keeps showing up at the European Disc Golf Festival once a year, that's probably enough to get her in the Hall of Fame.
She's like,
not even to play.
She's like helping organize tournaments in Estonia, and like it won't take much.
No, it will not take much. It is just the only point. She has to hit 15 years.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, complete lock.
People are not. You were skeptical earlier, but you're wrong. Sarah Hokum is a lock.
I was wrong.
3 major wins, incredibly long, successful career. She's definitely in.
Yep.
What's her win count is 16. She's only behind JK, Kristen, Dez, Katrina, Val Jenkins, and Paige.
With 3 majors.
She has more wins than Missy Gannon.
Lock.
Yes. By the way, Missy Gannon, clearly a lock for me.
If she hits 15 years, she's a lock.
What's she at?
9.
That's it?
Uh-huh. She didn't start playing till 2016. Now, all right. I should clarify.
She's going to get there.
I'm just pulling PDGA pages, and I'm just going to the first year they were active. That I don't know how they define active participation.
Sure.
So I'm using that as a proxy. This may be maybe they are very generous with that requirement, but I also think Missy Gannon goes in the lock category.
That might be the extent of the locks. Let me ask you one that's a big question mark, whether they're a lock or not. Owen Scoggins.
Okay.
I mean, the world's win this year is a massive,
huge.
It's a massive deal for her possible candidacy.
Huge. Owen Scoggins has 5 wins. Okay, I'm sorry, but how many years in a row has she won Masters Worlds?
I'm not sure. I think 3-ish.
I think it's more than that.
Let me just see.
We're looking.
I mean, she's completely dominated her time playing FP40. I think she's only not won an FP40 event once. She won Masters Worlds 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. So 5 years.
She's 5 years running in Masters Worlds.
While continuing to be a lock top 10 player at the FPO level.
And winning Worlds.
5 years and now winning a world title.
I think she's a lock.
You think she's a lock? Wow.
I think excellence at that level of the game, especially as we continue to grow the Masters side as well, and like professional Masters play, I think that her work in that area is going to be enough to get her in.
And she's such a good personality. I feel
I would
like
say people
plays in her favor.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine being the guy who votes against Own in that meeting? Being like, nah, sorry.
I mean, there is something special about winning Masters and FPO Worlds in the same year.
It probably will never happen again.
Right.
In any division. Or like MPO, FPO.
Like if it was a one-off, if it was like a random one-off and that was her only career win, then it would just be like a fun trivia question. But I do think it genuinely might have pushed it over the edge into her being in the Hall.
I don't know if I would have. I probably would have said no. At least right now. I mean, now if she goes on and wins 10 more years of Masters Worlds, then okay. Like 15 years of Masters Worlds, yeah, you got it. But I think that the winning of the Open and Masters Worlds in the same year with 5 years of Masters Worlds is enough to do it. Plus 5 Elite Series wins.
Okay. How about Evelina?
Couple of majors. 9 wins.
It's a lot of wins.
It's a lot of wins.
It's top 10. She's tied for 10th with Elaine King.
That's crazy. How many majors does Elaine King have?
I don't know.
Hold on, let's
but
look.
I will look for you right now. She won 5 Worlds and then 2 U.S. Women's. Almost 10 years later, I will note.
Man, Evelina is probably in. I think probably yes. It's close though.
Man, she has 4 FPO majors. She's got to be in.
She's got 4?
Yeah.
I always forget that. I always think she has
Champions
3.
Cup, Worlds,
Yeah.
U.S. Women's, and then she had, the one that will not be named. But she's also the best Finnish female player ever.
Yeah,
And that maybe is enough on its own.
possibly. All right, Evelina's in.
I think she's in. She's in. Okay. Same exercise.
Yep.
Will they get in?
Okay.
Holland.
Yes.
The only challenge is the 15 years.
It is a challenge for Holland.
Because she's a COVID start, right? She
Here's
started
the thing.
playing in 2020.
Here's the thing. Holland, even if she doesn't keep playing professionally, Holland is going to be the greatest disc golf coach that's ever happened.
Yeah, coach, or I think she has a commentator career in the future
Both.
if she wants it.
She literally could become a coach that coaches new FPO players in next 5 years and like make a name for herself as one of the best coaches of all time that we have in disc golf.
Yeah, unless she, it's a similar thing. Unless she bows out, I mean, she's probably in.
Yes.
Maybe she needs another.
I think she could use a major.
Yeah. But I given the trajectory of her game, I think she's going to win enough moving forward that she's going to get in.
I think so too.
I would say. So I say yes. Silva.
Trajectory says yes.
Yeah, she could be the next superstar.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe the most obvious trajectory says yes player.
Haley King.
No.
It's still to be determined.
Right, but this
lean
exercise is
is
do we
no.
think she's getting in? Yeah.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, it's not out of the question that she decides to lock back in and start playing 15 events a year again.
And if she keeps playing like 8 events a year but starts winning again, that's probably enough.
Valerie Mondahano.
No.
I think no.
I think the young generation is just going to come up and pass her.
Ella Hansen.
Man. I want to, but my inclination's no.
I don't think so. Great player, but not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Hannah Blomroos.
No.
No wins is not going to get it done.
I don't. Yeah. No.
Cadence Burge. Look into the crystal ball.
Yeah. Holy smokes. I mean, what do we have here? Like, do we have another Heather Young situation where like 3 years in we have the next superstar and then just walks away? I mean, obviously I can't foresee that, but trajectory says Cadence will get in.
Oh, God, it's too early to say.
Honestly,
you know who I will say yes for? Ida Letamaki.
I knew you were gonna say it. I think if you're like truly like give me Vegas odds, I mean on players that young, it's just always be no, because who knows what's gonna happen. But
Sure.
I think Cadence has the trajectory for it.
Very
I think
interesting
Ida
to
does
think
as well.
about.
Yeah.
All right.
Great question,
let us
Ben.
know who are we missing. And I don't want organizers or media or whatever. Like, like Terry Miller is going to get in.
Yeah.
But we're talking about accomplishments on the course to get in, not off the course.
Or accomplishments on the course subsidized by off-course curriculars. But we're talking players, yeah.
Let us know. Send us an email, upshot@oldtworld.com. We'd love to hear from you on this. It's fun to think about this stuff. And that's going to do it for today's show. So thanks for tuning in. So much fun off-season content coming your way. Storylines bracket, gaps bracket, mailbag shows, and more. So stay tuned. We're going to keep it rolling all November long and into December, and we will talk to you again very soon.